Well, hello. How is everyone doing? It's been a little while too long. How are you doing, Mike? How's everyone doing?
I think all of the years of sitting in front of the percussion section, I have finally gone deaf because I could not hear any of that intro music whatsoever. So I'm deaf.
Okay, that's a bit of a problem, which we need to correct right now.
What would be hilarious, what would really be funny, if I go back and I watch the stream and we're just sitting there for 3 minutes and then there's no sound happening whatsoever.
Okay, that's the problem. Laughing. I forgot to switch. So there's gonna be you're gonna see a little glitch on the screen right now because I need to switch screen or window. Start. That's it. You should be able to hear the sounds right now. Hopefully, I forgot to click a button. Either way, I guess we're getting rusty on this. So it's been a little while. How are you doing? What's new? So you've been you went silent for a little while. What's up? What's happening in your life, Mike?
Oh, too much. Too much is going on. Big changes in my life.
Okay. So. Care to share or not really?
Oh no, yeah, that's fine. Ended up selling our house and finding another house to move to, and that's getting all worked out and everything that's involved with that.
We've been pretty busy
Banks
with that.
and realtors and all of that fun stuff.
Alrighty. So while people are still joining, I'm going to give a little heads up of what we're going to go through today in terms of the topics. In the meantime, hello again to everyone who's joining in the chat. If you have any questions, leave them with a question mark at the end. We'll try and read as many as possible towards the end of the stream. But quite a few things to go through today. So we're going to talk a little bit about our returning schedule in terms of live playing, and we're going to talk a little bit of the strategies that, because we were trying to set up a little concert in your school as well. So it's I'm curious to hear the strategies behind behind coming back slowly to live performances and so on. I know some of my students in the North Hills area were starting to perform, and I'm going to share how they're going about that. Then we're going to look into some of our latest releases, particularly from one and only Drew Fennell. He released an awesome version of La Paris Fanfare today, so we're going to have a look at that. Then we're going to share some footage from our recording sessions, our legendary recording sessions, the good, bad, and the ugly. So, but there's a very nice release of Captain America.
I did good.
Yeah. No.
Actually,
it sounds awesome. It sounds really good. So, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about a new open hour segment we're gonna be opening this weekend, and we're gonna read some fan questions. So that's the plan. Again, hope everyone is doing well. This is the 23rd episode of our live chat. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, share, and all that good stuff. So that being said, so we're coming back this month on the 31st of May, and then June has 5 concerts, which is 5th, 6th, 8th, 13th, and 27th. So I know we had somewhat. Am I allowed to talk about the concert scheduling at your place, or that's off topic for now? I'm just curious.
I mean, if you want to mention about what's possibly going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
nothing is 100% set in stone yet. We're still figuring out the particulars of everything. But if you want to share any thoughts on it, that's fine.
Basically, the group that we've been recording, we're going to try and put that group to play in local schools, as well as play some of those pop tunes and some of those new cool arrangements we did. And we're trying to schedule some of the concerts. And I know we kind of had a green light from Mike's school, and they're trying to figure out the safety procedures, and I'm curious because you have a little bit more insight, but I know a couple of my students, private students who are in North Hills, I know they are doing their live performances in parking lots, so they in open spaces, but basically all the concerts now, the summertime, the weather is good, are going to be mainly open spaces, still bell covers, I believe, and spaced out seating, but hey man, I'll take that. It's nice to see 5 concerts in June, and I know they have some stuff planned in July and so on. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm seeing Ellen join in. Give a shout out to Ellen.
Ellen, we're back. Ellen's back. We're all back. Nice to see you.
I'm seeing Unfortunate Peanut Butter. I give a shout out just because of a cool username.
Peanut butter, hey.
Yeah. I'm seeing a question right there. But either way, Mike, give us a little bit of insight. I don't know whether you had any plans, but how are we going to go about playing with kids but we're trying to give kids opportunity to play along with us, not only play for kids but play along with us. That was my big goal, that the whole reason we're doing those arrangements is make sure that we're capable of joining both professionals and kids with it. So you have any insight of how the schools are going to go about that, or something you feel is worth sharing?
I mean, I can't speak to any other schools except my own, and sort of what my thoughts are. I'm in the planning stages right now for my end of the year performances, and the problem that I come across is that I teach individual grade bands. Like, I'm an elementary band director, so I have a 5th grade band that's by itself, and I have a 6th grade band that's by itself. I don't have multiple grades. So I'm really dreading if we have to play outdoors, because my ensembles, just to begin with, aren't that big as, say, like a high school ensemble. I'm not talking 60, 80, 100 players in these groups. I'm talking like 30 players in each one of the groups. So I would prefer if it was up to me, but of course I have to run this through the administration, but I would not want to play outside because I'm just afraid of the sound quality with so few players outside.
Yeah.
So I have some backup plans in mind. My first thought would be to we do have an auditorium and a stage, but that would not be a good idea stage wise, because even just putting them on the stage now, they're packed in there pretty close together. So my first plan would be to set up in the gymnasium with enough distance and space, and I would be able to spread my bands out there and the audience members across the gymnasium and in the seating and on the gym floor. We've just recently gone in Pennsylvania where we could have bigger gatherings outdoor and indoor. So I think with the size of my band and the amount of loved ones and family members and concert goers that will show up, I think I would be able to fit everyone safely inside the gym. So that's my first plan. I'm still devising that plan and figuring things out, and then I have to propose it to my administration to see how they feel about how they feel about that idea. I have other backup plans as well. The other thing that you're mentioning too about the collaboration between your group and some of my other students, I have a jazz ensemble at my school as well. That would be the group that your group would be teaming up with, and there's only a small number of those students put that together with our small group and would have plenty of space also in the gymnasium where they hold that event that we were going to do. So I think it can work out.
Yeah, so I'm seeing some very good comments, and one of them is related to the question I was going to ask you about the policies. Ellen is actually asking, have we been both vaccinated? So I know you've been vaccinated. Now, I had my first shot. I was planning to get Johnson and Johnson, but that's not gonna work out. So
I got the Johnson and Johnson. I got the Johnson and Johnson.
I texted you immediately after that. That was funny.
I got the Johnson and Johnson, and my blood ended up fine. So.
Yeah. But I had my first shot done, I believe, almost 2 weeks ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, and I've got my next one scheduled on next Monday. And I'm going with Pfizer, and the problem for me is this month is actually quite booked up. So and I'm doing some live master classes not live, live Zoom, whatever you would call that, in Europe, and I was trying to reserve myself 3 days because I'm hearing varied opinions on some people get knocked out for like 3 or 4 days. So I want to make sure I'm not like I'm capable of participating in those. So I'm getting it on Monday, my second shot. But I'm curious, for the schools, for these concerts, are there going to be any vaccine policy? Are there any talks about that? Because clearly you have to, as a teacher, they're probably asking you guys to no? No, really.
No, there's no vaccine policies. You can't force another person to receive things like that. Even students with certain things could opt out of certain vaccines in the school district for various reasons. It doesn't happen often, but from time to time. I'm not certain exactly which ones they can opt out of, if it's all of them or just some. I'm not too sure, but the school district worked to get whenever the Johnson & Johnson vaccines first came out and they were available, the teachers were given priority to get that from the Department of Education and the governor. And the school actually worked it out to where they sort of aligned getting the vaccine, and they sent out a questionnaire to everyone, and it's like, do you want to get the vaccine or do you not want to get the vaccine? And certain educators did, and others didn't for various reasons.
Yeah, I was trying to delay that a little bit as well, but at the same time, I kind of figured that, hey, I'm gonna have to get it eventually. Might as well, and just because it's not I'm not gonna be able to wait out to see if there's any long-term problems with it, but it seems like short term it's the side effects are so minute, it's not,
Yeah, I wanted to get it as fast as possible as soon as it came out, but I didn't want to jump the line ahead of someone who was more in need. Like, I know of people who make up conditions or
Yeah.
ailments that they have to get in there and get the vaccines first. But I just sort of waited my turn, and the only reason why I got it so soon was because the governor allocated it for the educators and support staff and all of that. So whenever it was open to me and an option, I went and I got it.
U.S. is doing pretty good with vaccines, because I know some of the other countries. I know my family in Lithuania, we all got vaccinated as well. But I know that in terms of the ratio, how much of a population, U.S. is not doing that bad. It's a good number of people who it's just a little bit scary, because when you go, they make you fill these like these forms basically that say hey, if something happens to you, well, which is normal, like that is normal, but you know, it's like when they bring it up, it's funny. I was going to make a joke to the nurse when she gave me the shot. I was going to say, hey, that's very good. The last one, I've got all 4 of them. I was like, figured probably not a good joke.
I wonder if that would have really any effect.
Probably not a good one. Probably you're not supposed to. If I had to bet. But either way, so before we move on to the next topic, we're getting some decent questions, so I'm going to read them through so people don't get bored waiting for their questions to be answered for like an hour. So, Unfortunate Peanut Butter saying, I've been discussing with Abby on mouthpieces. What are some of your favorite mouthpieces out there? So Mike doesn't care. He can play like a paper. He can play a paper straw, and he wouldn't even feel a notice. He wouldn't even notice a difference.
Stop! I gotta jump out there before you go into detail here. I always laugh at this question, because I know some people are so gung-ho about mouthpieces and everything. I do have something that I will not play on mouthpiece-wise, but
like a French horn mouthpiece on your euphonium?
The mouthpiece that I enjoy the most is the one that I'm playing on. It doesn't matter. Give me any mouthpiece. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna try to sound good and achieve what I need to achieve on any mouthpiece. I call that like the rabbit hole. I don't fall in the rabbit hole of mouthpieces and finding certain ones for certain things and spending a ton of money. I always joke around and I always say I always use the mouthpiece that came with the horn in the case. It has always fared me nicely. The only thing I won't play on are those plastic mouthpieces. I would never do that. I refuse to play on those ones. I don't care how cold it is outside on the marching band field or whatever. I'm not playing.
Yeah, man. Once it gets Lithuanian cold, you'll be like, give me that plastic mouthpiece. Once you put your brass mouthpiece and it freezes on your face, you'll be like, give me that plastic mouthpiece. But either way, look, this is why I always say, when you get to the point where you have ability to try out multiple mouthpieces, get the one, customize it to your to cater to your strengths and weaknesses. But other than that, Schilke and Dennis Wick. Cheap, somewhat cheap, market standard, but they're not going to cost you $300. I've got a Parker mouthpiece which has detachable parts, $300 this one. So I never recommend one of these for kids because you're not going to benefit it. I designed it to specifically for the purposes of my playing and so on. Get Dennis Wick 4AL, or depending on whether you play small bore, large bore, or Schilke. Schilke, what's it called? 51D, I believe. One of those. That's the standard. If you're a wind band musician, get Schilke. If you play a little bit more solos, get Dennis Wick. Easy, simple. If you get to the point where you're traveling to all those concerts, try it out, buy a new one. But again, it's I wouldn't get too obsessed with that. Cosme Cubing is asking, any tips for better buzzing? I'm in 7th grade, play euphonium and love your videos. We had a concert recently and we had to play outside. Wind was a problem. So with buzzing, I always say 4 things you're looking for in your playing. Coordination. Your 4 fundamental areas is your fingers, your breathing, your embouchure, and your tongue. Buzzing eliminates fingers, so that's a very good technique. Now the problem when you try to focus on multiple things at the same time, your capacity to do all of them individually well drops significantly, because we as humans, that's the way our brains work. We're creatures of habit. Once we pay attention to one of the areas, so normally when we buzz, we tend to pay attention a little bit more to our lips and our embouchure. And surprisingly, when people start recording, I always let my private students record our lessons. They get shocked when they see how little air they start moving, or how they forget to breathe once they start focusing on their buzzing. But this is what I always say: develop solid sound mechanics. Solid sound mechanics normally requires good coordination between inhale, exhale, lips closing, and tension, or in other words, between breathing and embouchure. So with inhale, start everything one step at a time. Breathe slowly. You saw me start moving air. The reason why I practice like that, or recommend students practicing like that, that allows you to ensure that you actually move that compressed, strong airstream. If you try to, now when you play, the key is coordinating them simultaneously, never letting your lips and tension happen before air moves, and vice versa. That's the eventual goal. But in order to get there, start practicing one of those areas one at a time. So pay attention to how clearly I make those steps noticeable in my sound mechanics when I practice it like that. So inhale. So that'll be one good way to develop your buzzing. And this is a very, very good exercise to develop good sound mechanics. Your ability to switch tasks between every single one while doing it slowly will be greater than trying to coordinate them at the same time. Therefore, you'll be able to notice how your aperture moves. If you close it too much, you won't hear that resonant and nice, compressed, strong airstream. If you don't close it enough, you won't hear anything either. Now, if you apply tension too much, you won't be able to get anything out. So it will allow you to isolate your attention on one of those areas at the same time. So this will be ideal not only for free buzzing, practice that on instrument, because instrument will add more variables, like a mouthpiece and an object on your face, which will present difficulties for your aperture control. So these would be the exercises that I would recommend. And by the way, in the open hour segment, which I'm going to be starting this weekend, so all the members on the patrons and so on will be able. Now I'm gonna do one of these available for public each month for free. You'll be able to join on a call on a Discord and give a little advice one-on-one from me. So I'm gonna start doing that, as well as Drew Fennell will start doing open hour lessons every week. We'll have a set time where people will be able to join us on Discord and basically have a short brief conversation asking for a little tip like that. How do I get better at buzzing? So hopefully that helps. Mike, anything else you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, sure. You talked about some of the physical aspects of buzzing and buzzing correctly right there. I won't mention about that, but just some simple exercises. I believe the person mentioned about being a 7th grade, so that would be considered a young player. Just the fact of just starting out in buzzing, even if you're buzzing things that aren't necessarily pitched correctly, just buzzing, free buzzing without a mouthpiece, buzzing with a mouthpiece. Those are all good things. It'd probably be a little bit easier for a young student to buzz with the mouthpiece on first. So that's where I would start there, is just doing some just general mouthpiece buzzing. And think of it in different levels. Do some low buzzing, some middle level buzzing, some higher level buzzing, just in general to get comfortable with that. You can break off into free buzzing, which you were talking about, which is just buzzing your lips without any mouthpiece there. But then you could start to branch into more complex things, but not too difficult. Like start with some small scale like patterns. Like maybe you take the first 3 sounds of a major scale and try to buzz that upward and downward on your mouthpiece. Maybe you branch it off into the first 5 sounds of a scale. going upwards and going downwards. Maybe you do some small arpeggios, jumping in between the sounds, like along the lines of like a major chord, for example. And then you can start to break into some simple songs, like some of the folk songs or the simple songs that you might have learned as a really young child. See if you can and try to buzz those out on the mouthpiece, or even free buzz if you can build up to that level. So start easy and do some fun things along those lines. You also do want to think about the technical aspects and the physical aspects of what you're doing, but also keep it simple, being a young person, and just buzz. I tell my students that the better buzzer you are, the better player that you're going to be. So make sure you spend a decent amount of time with that topic, especially in your practice sessions.
Yeah, for sure. It's good for your ear training. It's amazing. You'll replace singing. A lot of brass players hate singing. Start free buzzing. That'll be a good ear training. Start with piano. You'll be able to recognize intervals in major scales, minor scales, harmonic minor scales, melodic minor scales, and so on. But let's move on to the next one. Too much about free buzzing, but it's one of my favorite exercises. It's awesome. David, give a shout out to David. David.
Hi, David.
Okay. Miss V's videos. He's talking about the band videos. What are you both most excited for about live playing? And is there any you've learned from distance or virtual playing you'll be able to use in person? You wanna start with this, or you want me to lead right here?
What I miss most, what I miss the best. This is just off the top of. This is just off the top of my head. It's something super crazy and super random. But what I miss about live performances, like I don't even know the word for it. The tingles.
Oh yeah.
I miss the tingles.
Tingles.
Like whenever
butterflies.
Whenever you're playing, it like happens at certain moments. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. But whenever you're doing live performances, especially you're playing along with other people, and the music takes over you. And you get that feeling, that I don't know, like a tingle, something like that. You can feel it. You can feel like the music around you. You can feel the music in you, and like the tingles that you get. I miss that. It's so crazy and so random, but I love that part about music and that experience. And whenever I'm sitting here at home and I'm playing through things, and maybe I'm just doing things with one sound, I'm just playing alone, I don't get that feeling.
The euphoric feeling.
The tingles.
The tingles. Let's call it tingles. Well, we need to patent that and make it a tingle music in music definition. Tingles. But in regards to live playing, yes, it has a lot of upsides. It's less controlled environment than recordings, but the way we do recordings, it's so much work to make them sound the way we make them sound. It's a lot of non-stop work, and it taught me a lot, not about only like the software you use and mixing and so on. Once your main playing is listening yourself, playing, listening, learning new things, learning a new repertoire, your level of musicianship, your understanding of tendencies, in particular musical ones, and trying to match everyone goes up significantly. So my understanding of myself, of my tendencies, musical tendencies, how to switch certain articulations and so on, grew significantly, because even though I was doing that all the time, but this is a much more isolated environment where you can hear every single track separately and so on. But yeah, I'm getting to this point where it's a phenomenal skill to learn. Everyone should use it, but yeah, you get, after a year of doing that on a weekly basis, you get a little bit burned out. So I'm trying not to let that in my head, but I'm looking forward to some live playing for sure. It's I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. But either way, great question. Have I ever visited Estonia? Yes, I have. Tallinn on multiple occasions. I assume you might be from Estonia. That's Cosmic Cubing. So yes, I have on multiple occasions. What brand of bell covers are you guys using? So I don't know what brand covers we use with RCB. They just gave us covers. It's some sort of. It's British. It's British.
Was it the Moisture Guard? Was it Moisture Guard?
I cannot.
I can't remember too. I have it downstairs too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna jump off the screen.
But
here.
it was a medium resistance, I believe. It wasn't super light, but it wasn't the stuffiest one that you can get. Is playing a class 1 solo as a 7th grader considered rare? I have no clue what's a class. You have no clue. I assume that's some sort of a difficult solo. So probably rare. I just don't know exactly how hard is class 1, but I assume if the person is asking, it's probably pretty hard. Okay, so let's go to another topic. So today Drew released a really cool fanfare that I wanted to show and share with everyone. So we're gonna watch some of the videos. Again, if you haven't already, leave your comments in the section below. Ideally put a question mark at the end. That will help me indicate which one is question and which one is just a comment. Again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We would greatly appreciate that. And just before I move on to Drew's video, go check out dfmusicking.com. They are the sponsors of our videos and our activities. They have been a great friend, providing us with instruments, great customer support, and these are the instruments, affordable instruments that we always recommend. And I play one myself. I don't play the $20,000 euphonium nowadays. Just to get the point across, that euphonium that I use is the JP274. It's a great euphonium, and that's the euphonium I recommend for all the high schoolers or anyone who's looking to get a great compensating euphonium without spending $5,000 or $6,000. So they provided us with trombones and French horns and so on. So they've been a great friend of this channel. Use the promo code Matonizz at the checkout.
I was just about to say promo code. That's
yeah. To get a 10% off on your discount. We're gonna make even cooler promos where our membership programs will be joined with those discounts, so you get the best bang for your buck, which is a big discount when you're buying instruments and so on. So again, promo code Matonizz at the checkout. That's that. Okay, let's go to Drew's video. So let me just make sure this works properly. Okay. Okay. You went giganto. Okay. No. Go back to where you were. Okay. So let's see if this works. Yep. Okay. So for those who haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Drew's channel. He's been uploading videos every single week, and a lot of these octet things. So we welcomed recently a new member to our crew. It's a young lady by the name of Leah Helsel. Who's going to be playing French horn on our videos on a regular basis. So she's going to be one of our recording artists. So I'm pretty thrilled. She just got accepted to Eastman University, and she's one of the most talented young French horn players in the country. So you'll be able to hear her as well as Drew's awesome arrangement. And Brian's back on tuba. Okay. How about that? Okay, so let's listen to this and see what you guys think. Have you heard this, Mike, by the way?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay, it sounds pretty awesome. So hopefully the sound goes through this time. So.
No sound.
And we're gonna stop it right here because Mike cannot hear it. Okay, let me see if I can work this out. That is a little bit annoying. Okay, let me, again, your screen will disappear for a second. Let me see if I can stop sharing that right now. Start sharing. Okay. Can you hear it? You can hear it right now?
Yes.
Okay. Rewind. Apologies for tech errors, but like I said, these things are going to happen. This is digital world, imperfect. That's why I prefer doing these things live. So either way, let's go back to the beginning so Mike can hear it. It sounds pretty awesome, by the way. How about that? And by the way, all the video editing is done by Drew Fennell. So I finally managed to teach him how to use Adobe Premiere, and it took us a little while, but now he's crushing it. And how cool is this video? It sounds amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounded really good.
Yeah. And I like finally we've got ability to include French horn on a regular basis. So Leah sounds.
There's just something missing from it. I can't put my finger on it. There's just like an instrument that's just missing.
Maybe like a saxophone.
Yeah, that must be it.
Probably. So this is what we've been trying to do. So the amount of the arrangements we've been producing to our membership program is I can guarantee you nobody at this point is doing the volume that we're doing. And some of the stuff is a lot of the stuff that's going on my channel. It's always going to include euphonium, but there's going to be, like I mentioned in previous streams, exclusive content that goes on Drew. So Drew organized this, and we're glad that we have the group of players so we can do all of these arrangements. So this comes with flexible brass. Again, for now, the membership program is available at patreon.com/Matonizz. The website is going to be open this month, and that's for sure. It's going to have everything organized with a better, more friendly user interface, so everything will be a little bit more simple. But when that comes out, I'll be able to give everyone a heads up. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and yeah, the tuba playing was amazing there as well. So we've got another cool recording to share, and this one comes from our recording sessions with River City Brass, and I wanted to share this just because I thought it sounded pretty cool, and it's the March from Captain America. So hopefully you'll enjoy this, and apologies again for a screen switch. This is gonna be a little bingo. Oh no, wrong one. this one right here. Here we go. Hey, so what did you think? Is this the first time you're hearing this as well?
Yeah, that's the first time. That's the first time I saw that. I mean, obviously I was part of it, so I heard it while we were doing it. But I love playing this one and playing on the trombone too. I guess I'm not a euphonium player anymore. I've been playing more trombone. But this one always cracks me up because out of any song where James is going to give me the hand for being too loud, it's this one. It happened a couple of times. He's just like too loud. I can't help it though. I can't help it on this one.
Yeah, but this is how our recording sessions looked. So the spacing, the theater that you use, so had challenges in it, but hey, it turns out the final product was pretty awesome. I'm pretty thrilled with what I'm hearing here. So hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of a preview of what was in the series, and I cannot wait to put this back get back into live playing with the group with this. So
it would be great if we could do, even if it was one of our dress rehearsals, where we could do a recording session that could be broadcast to people for that month who can't make it into the concert venues that we play at. That would be a great thing to get us out there a little bit more. I don't know if that's in the works for what they want to do going forward, but I think we figured a lot of things out here over this year. And then maybe they could take that knowledge and keep it going in some fashion.
I feel like they're probably going to implement that for sure. I'm not exactly sure how, but yeah, some of the stuff was pretty awesome. I was listening back to it. It sounds great, even though the conditions were a little bit tough in terms of not being able to rehearse or play as frequently. And the bell covers, those, I'm starting to get sick of them, but well, it is what it is. Either way, so what did you guys think about it? Let us know in the chat. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down so we'd know which one is it. But yeah, why are you laughing?
No, you're like give it a thumbs down, and I'm like, no.
No way.
Don't do it.
So either way, that being said, before we move on to some funny videos, I think it's time to... Wrong one. This is the right one. So, Mike has this big hunger problem. Actually, that's more of my problem. but most people don't know my relationship with sweets and with candies, but they know your relationship with sweets and candies. So, tell us more about what's up with Dining with Ding.
All right, so it's dining time. So every stream that we've done, I always get hungry because Al he just talks too long. Oh,
well, the free buzzing and mouthpieces and all of it.
I can't stand it. But here's your chance to win a little giveaway here. Al has some educational material or whatever he has in store for you today. If you can guess with my hints the snack that I have, then you could win one of those prizes. Now, I always have some type of treat. It's either candy or a baked good.
Baby carrots?
Today, no, that's way too healthy. I would need carrots. But I do like carrots though, but not for dining with Ding here now. But I'll give a hint. The first hint, I always tell if it's a baked good or candy. It's candy here today. And I'll give my first clue. So if you have a guess, maybe put a guess or two every so often in the chat box. First person to get it correctly will win the prize. So my treat here today is actually 3 separate things put into one. And each one of those 3 things are fantastic on their own, but whenever you put them together, it's just more.
Like chocolate, dark chocolate, and milk chocolate?
I'm not giving, you have to put it in the chat box.
Okay, fair enough.
You have to put it in the chat box.
Okay, in the meantime, we had some fan submissions, so it's time for This Ain't Funny. Okay.
Explain this one too.
So,
nothing ever makes me laugh. The only stuff that makes me laugh
is when I fall the stairs, or when I miss a note, or when something bad happens to me. That's when he laughs. That's the ones he finds the most funny.
Ellen is the only one that gets me to laugh. There was that Friends thing that she recommended at one time. Yeah. It was so funny. So, oh my goodness, was that funny. And I don't even watch Friends, but man, was that funny. I'm thinking about it right now and laughing. Okay. But no one can get me to laugh except for Ellen. Or is it all just from Ellen, or did anyone else?
We've got some from Ellen and some from, I cannot remember the name though. That's on me. I should have probably double checked.
They're probably not funny. They're probably not funny from the other.
Okay, I believe this one's from Ellen though. So, and by the way, she said that she's gonna find videos to make me laugh this time, because each time you laugh, it's somehow I don't find that funny at all. So apparently these are supposed to be funnier for me. I haven't seen those, which is probably not a good idea to play these, but Ellen sent some of them, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to be. It's not going to be. No bad words in there. So either way, let's see what's up with this. The title is my most expensive mistake. Rest in peace. Okay. Let's see what's up here.
So there you have it, a bit of a rough comparison between this, the B-flat contrabass trombone,
Now that sucks. But it is a little bit funny though. So, Mike, funny.
Why would you do that? Well, for
why,
one,
why would you drop your trombone?
No, I'm not saying that. It's like, okay, if that was in fact an accident, okay, I could see that. Of
course, that's an accident.
If it was planned or whatever, I have no idea. But why would you post that? Like, why would you post that when something like that happen. Like if I was doing a video, like maybe it was live, I don't know, maybe it wasn't, but if I was,
it's funny.
If I did that, I would never post that. I would
so
never, ever post
it's probably for people like me with like a weird sense of humor. But either way, let us know in the chat. Did you find that funny or not? Mike, 1 to 10. Thumbs up,
2.
thumbs down. 2.
2.
Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. I give this a solid 9. I give this a solid 9. Let us know in the chat. 1 through 10.
It wasn't Smelly Cat or whatever that song was.
Okay, so this one I checked actually. So this one I don't think it's coming from Ellen, but it's pretty cool. So let us watch this one. I have a feeling you might not give a 10 for this one.
I've seen it.
Okay. Okay, seen enough.
Terrible. Zero. It would have been funny if he like fell off the stage onto the ground. That
How
would
come
actually...
when I play people falling into like holes in the, or like falling off a cliff or something like that, you always say that, oh, this is not funny, and now you're saying that it would be funny if it fell off of the stage.
It just was not funny. I liked what he was doing. I thought what he was doing. Was cool.
I agree. It's not very funny. It's
not funny. 0.
I'd give this a 0 as well. It's not. It's pretty.
Can I
cool.
give another clue for my treat? I don't think anyone.
Oh yeah, somebody said Snickers.
Yeah, it's not Snickers. It's not Snickers.
Okay, yeah, another clue.
Good guess. Now, whenever I'll give another clue for my treat, with one of the ingredients of this treat, some people really enjoy roasting these.
Roasting these. Okay, fair enough. Conductor Muhai Tang losing track. Okay, I want to see this. I like the title. Oh, I have to watch that again. That made oh my goodness. I give this immediately a 10 right there. This is probably the hardest I laughed in a little while. I love this. I think that's Ellen who submitted this. I'm not exactly sure, but
That's exactly what suspenders are for. That's exactly what suspenders are for.
I like how he just calmly put his trousers up, just tucked
What could you do, really? What could you do? What could you do?
I don't know, wake up from a nightmare? that'd be
Something like that wouldn't necessarily embarrass me. It would be unfortunate, but, I mean...
Now that's funny, though.
Accidents happen sometimes, you know, but, I mean... I'm gonna either wear my suspenders or cummerbund or something, you know. So I don't know what was going on with that person.
Jar of goober peanut butter and jelly combo.
No. Okay, so.
So by the way, just to remind everyone, because there might be some new people joining in.
Sure.
If you want to get a book, free scale curriculum book. How about that stuff? All you need to do is guess.
So far my treat it's candy. I guess you could call it that. It's a form of candy. It's a lot of things put together though. It's 3 things put together. Whenever it is put together, it's more. It's more. Oh. And then I mentioned that one of these ingredients that you use to put it together, some people like to roast them sometimes. And I'll give one more hint. You can find this treat. It always comes in sandwich form.
Sandwich form. Like a Cuban sandwich? Like
is that Kristen Chenoweth right there?
Yes, I believe so. Okay.
She's good.
Okay, let's see. It says harmonizing with fire alarm. Okay, let's have a look at it. Okay, that's fair enough. By the way, I forgot to ask the previous one. 1 to 10, what do you give?
That pants falling down? Oh, like a 5.
Oh, come on. That was a solid 10.
It's not smelly. It's not smelly, Cap.
I didn't find that funny.
I'd give Kristen just a 3 because I like her as a performer and an artist. She's very good. So,
but you didn't find that funny?
If it wasn't Kristen, it was just a regular old person. I'd give it like a 1.
Okay.
I'll give it a 3.
So if anyone has any funny videos that I believe can make Mike laugh, you got me laughing today. I need to double check. I think that's Ellen videos. That trouser thing was hilarious. Send it. There's an address in the description box below. Submit your videos. We're gonna have a look at them on one of our live streams. Okay, the last one around here. Oh no, we're done. That was Drew's video. Okay, so what was the highest? You gave 7. Which one was it? So that does not qualify as funny. So either way, maybe next week. Let's give it a better crack next week. But hey, you made me laugh, so that's an achievement. Okay, we're gonna go into a couple more questions that's coming from emails and social media. If you have any more questions before we wrap it up, put them in the chat box. Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We would greatly appreciate that. Again, this weekend we're going to be doing an open hour, or I'm going to be doing an open hour. So more information is going to be published. This week is going to be available for Patreon members. So if you'd like to get access to that, as well as school arrangements, new compositions, a bunch of them at this point, educational materials, go to patreon.com/Matonizz. Funds are used to hire musicians, commission new compositions, new arrangements, and so on. So we would greatly appreciate any support if you could. Other than that, let's move on to some of the questions. So Josh
I want to eat my treat already. Come on, people.
Oh,
can I give one more? Can I give?
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's guessing.
I completely forgot about that. Okay, give another hint.
I'll just give the ingredients in this thing. Hopefully,
I think we're gonna take the segment out. It's not been very popular last couple of streams. Nobody cares about your treat. Just eat some baby carrots or something.
3 ingredients: chocolate, marshmallow, and graham crackers.
Like a Cuban sandwich or something? No?
Chocolate.
Okay.
Marshmallow.
Okay.
And graham crackers.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe nobody wants to get a book, but or maybe everyone already got the book.
We have done 20 some of these.
Yeah. So people are like, how maybe I should start giving out pieces. Either way, what kind of euphonium does Ding use? So Ding uses what? S'mores.
Oh, wait, Ellen.
S'mores.
Thank you. Ellen, save the day.
Save the day.
I have a chocolate-covered s'more. Okay. Chocolate-covered s'more. Oh.
Okay. Ellen and somebody else, Crimson 9080 says s'mores. So Ellen, I believe Ellen has access to all the books, but shoot me an email, Ellen, if you like to get any specific piece that wasn't in the Patreon that is on our repertoire. I think everything should be on the Patreon. I'm uploading a couple more pieces today as well, later on. Crimson as well. Email me at euphonium.legends@gmail.com, and I'll forward you either scale curriculum book, high range book, or my full practice routines. You get to choose which one you'd like. So email me with title Dining with Ding, and I'll forward you your copy. Congratulations to 3 people you participated. Maybe people just want to see what happens if you don't get to eat. He gets like hyper aggressive if he doesn't get his.
I'll get so angry.
Angry.
I'll get so
just
angry.
smash the camera. Okay, what kind of euphonium does Ding use? Come on, come on, come on. Chop, chop, chop.
I'm trying to dine here. I'm trying to dine.
Where?
My euphonium I play on is a Yamaha 842.
Okay.
Right now.
So it's a Yamaha 842. Dang, that looks good. Where do you get those s'mores, Ding?
This came from I didn't go there. I got it as a gift. But it came from a chocolate shop in Erie, Pennsylvania. 2530 Parade Street in Erie, PA. It's called Palakos Chocolates or something like that. P-U-L-A-K-O-S. Palakos Chocolates in Erie.
Fair enough. Okay, we've got 2 more questions and we're going to be wrapping this up. So Lane Wentworth is asking, hi, I am a 2nd-year euphonium player and I love euphemol, and I was so fascinated in how you tongue so fast. I'm in 7th grade and I would love to know for my next year all-state audition. So 7th grade, how old is that?
7th grade is 12 or 13 years old.
Okay, so if you play... Oh, what did you do? Come on.
Oh, what happened? Oh no.
Come on.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. I bumped with putting my treat down.
Come on. Let's put it back. Either way, to answer the question, the techniques that are being used in that piece is something called double and triple tongue. So double tongue is when you articulate on these syllable combinations, daga, 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 or taka, taka, taka. If you're a low brass player, no, you're not back. I would recommend, it's okay, for the rest of the stream nobody's gonna see your face because you couldn't sit steady in your place eating and dripping with your s'mores or whatever that is. But either way, these are the double and triple tongue techniques. So triple tongue would be dadaga, 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 dadaga. And that's one of the sections of euphemol. Dadaga, 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 dadaga. So or daga, 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 or daga, 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 daga. There's 3 variations you can use, or you can replace that with ta, ka, ta, or ta, ta, ka. The most extensive studies for triple tongue will be probably Arbin method book. You can find that free on IMSLP. So that's what I would recommend. Another question is coming from Jaren, and the question is, when double and triple tonguing, I notice that air forcefully escapes through my corners. Is it normal occurrence that happens when learning double triple tongue? My car articulation is very weak and it's something I've started working on. Should this be something to concern about, or do I have to just learn to control? So the big things, and normally these problems in multiple tonguing techniques happen on the weak syllable, which is ga or ka, and that normally happens because that the range of motion for our tongue in that syllable becomes very sloppy or long. So instead of a short da, 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 or ga, 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 we do ga, ga. So it's a very long air motion, which then disrupts the airstream, which makes it harder for your embouchure to sustain sealed corners, and you might hear some air escaping. So it should, now it does not mean that just by practicing it will automatically correct itself. Now it will get better. It might correct yourself depending on how smart you practice that. But the key is making sure that finally, I think you're getting back on. Oh, just click on the camera thing. Click on the camera thing. Okay, so either way, in the meantime, I'll be answering that. Okay, you're back, finally. Finally. Okay, so, practice them very slowly, and I practice my gaz and cas as a separate technique. So I would do my arpeggios and my scales, ga 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 ga, and so on. Make sure you learn how to do those syllables individually. Mike, did you just switch it off again? Either way, so we're gonna be wrapping this up just because Mike lost control of his camera and it's running.
No, it's I got my camera back and then my sound went off. It's like I'm having. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
I'm having like hold on. I'm having like the worst difficulties.
So Mike, we're just get back here. The camera is not that important. It's okay. We're wrapping this up either way. I'd rather you just give your intake on the question a little bit more. You here? I guess he's...
I'm here, but it's like one thing is working and then the other one is not.
Yeah,
so it's like,
fine. Don't worry about the video. We're wrapping this up either way. So can you pitch in on that articulation question? Do you want me to read that one more time?
Oh God, I didn't even hear what you said. I was up and down with all the stuff. What was the question?
Okay, so Jaron is asking, when double or triple tonguing, I notice that air forcefully escapes through my corners. Is that a normal occurrence that happens when learning double triple tongue? My car articulation is very weak and is something I've started working on. Should this be something I should be concerned about, or just have to learn how to control? Thanks in advance. Love your videos and what you do on your channel. Amazing. So what
was the thing? What articulation? What was the word right before articulation?
Ka.
You said what?
Double and triple tongue and ka in particular.
Oh, the ka. Okay.
And basically what I recommended is practicing that individually to help reduce the range of motion, so it's shorter and quicker, in other words. So would you like to pitch in on that?
Yes, yeah. Well, like you said too, I would focus on the ka if that is, and specifically focus on that to try to get that to improve. I always like to make sure that the ta is as equal to the ka is as equal to the ta. It's very important that you have that uniform, just outright. So if you notice that your kas are not coming through clearly, then of course that's what you need to focus on. Slowly, do it slowly. The slower you can do it at first, the better. I really like to build skill with that, even just double tonguing and triple tonguing in general. He mentioned about the air escaping from the corners. I've never experienced that as a player as I was doing advanced tonguings, so I can't necessarily speak to that. But the person mentioned, is that a normal thing to happen? I would say no, because it didn't happen to me. I would really analyze and focus whenever you're trying to do those kas or the double tonguing, the tas and the kas, if you're thinking it with ta and ka or da and ga or whatever you want to think syllable wise. But whenever you're going to do those moments or those movements with your tongue and with your lips, what exactly are your lips doing at that moment to cause that to happen? So as you're doing regular single tonguing, does that issue happen to you where you feel like you have that air escaping? So if it doesn't happen whenever you're doing that, but it does happen whenever you're going to put the ta or the ka in, for example, then try to figure out what kind of mechanically, what is going on with your lips, your face, your jaw, whenever you're going to do that ka, that make your lips open in the corners. I mean, it could be a physical thing, whereas people are designed in different ways, like skeletal structure,
teeth,
the bones in your body, the teeth. I mean, it could be something where you would just do something normally where one person goes to do that and air doesn't escape, but then another person who's built differently goes to do that and then air could escape there. So you have to notice what movements you're making and see if you can correct that in any way. Try to focus on keeping those corners a little bit more firm whenever you're doing that. I just don't know. It could be something where just physically that might happen each time, and that would be unfortunate. But I mean, we wouldn't know unless we had an opportunity to actually see you play and analyze what might be happening whenever you're doing that.
And before we wrap it up, I'm just going to quickly pitch into what Mike said. By practicing slow, make sure, and I'm sure that's what Mike means as well, by slow, not slow tongue movement, slow tempo. Practice that in slow tempo. Make sure that the tongue is moving solid, quick, and firm. So even if you're practicing ka, ka, make sure the tongue is not moving kwa, kwa, kwa. It's,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're absolutely on.
So normally, and that's the tendency, and most people can figure this out, but normally our bodies tend to work in sync. So when we slow down or when we play slow stuff, our fingers tend to get sloppy and move slow, causing us unnecessary splits because we're blocking air. Our tongue starts moving slow. And just because we're playing slow, so just keep in mind whenever you're articulating slow, make sure that you're looking for the front of the note. The front will indicate how quickly tongue gets out the way of the airstream. So it's so I did it on ka right here, and you could hear so they're not identical like 100%, but they're, in terms of the clarity, they're very close apart. So learn how to control those separately. Either way, thanks to everyone who joined in. I guess you're gonna be seeing MD sign for the
that's me.
Yeah, but
I bet if I turned the thing off, it would be
yeah. Don't worry about it. That we're wrapping up. Either way, thanks to everyone who joined in. We'll be back with more of these very soon. And again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hopefully you enjoyed this. In the meantime, have a good rest of the week, and we'll be seeing you with more cool content to come. Also, hello Brazil! Hello Brazil!